This live stream is being brought to you by Reed Spring High School's Advanced Video Production Media Team. Thank you for watching and enjoy the event.
Tonight's event is being sponsored by AutoGo of Branson West, your automotive and tire specialist, and Pop's Dairy Dale, home of the Flavor Burst Twist.
Wolves versus the Crane Pirates, about to go to the national anthem here, and then we will get right into this game.
Our Alpha Club partner is Track Materials. Our Wolfpack partner is the Reed Spring Athletic Booster Club. Our Den partners are Stone Ridge Flooring Design, Alpin Veterinary Clinic, and El Lago Mexican Restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, we would ask now that you would stand for the national anthem, performed tonight by the Reed Spring Wolf Pride Band.
Thank you for waiting for that national anthem. Hope you guys enjoyed the Wolf Pride Band playing that. Crane has an injury, important one, to them as well as the Reed Spring Wolves. Their best player is injured and will not be participating in this game. He's predicted, he could get better a little earlier, but he's out until until the Blue and Gold tournament, which is a pretty big tournament consisting of roughly 40 teams, and it's over Christmas break, the holiday season, and that's a pretty big deal. But overall, I think Crane is definitely going to be able to adapt to that. They're a pretty good team, state-ranked team out of all the schools in the state, and they're a pretty small school. They're roughly 3A, I believe. Devon nodding his head at me there. But gonna go ahead and announce the starters here. We're gonna announce the starters for the Reed Spring Wolves. You have Joel Gertzen starting at point guard, Logan Plum starting at center, Lane Carroll starting at shooting guard, Troy Freshley starting at small forward, and Austin Bradfield starting at power forward. The biggest difference in this lineup, or in this starting lineup for the Wolves that we see here, is the fact that Troy Freshley is starting in place of where JP Gardner or Cole Crutcher has started before. So that's the biggest difference in this this matchup. Going to see how it works. What I do know about Crane is they're very fast-paced. You can go ahead and announce the starters for Crane now, Devon.
Yes, the starting lineup for the Crane varsity boys is number 2, Wyatt Vaught, number 23, Devin White, number 13, Brandon Cook, number 34, Colton Elder, and number 45, Bryson Brandsetter.
You have number 23, Devin White, and number 4, Logan Plum, going to be matching up against each other for a tip-off. What I was going to say is Crane is pretty much, known, and after talking to the players, they're going to try to work our players, high-intensity speed. Logan's going to win the tip-off pretty well there, but it's going to be a quick, fast-tempo game from what I understand.
Yes, knowing Crane pretty well, just being around Reed Springs. Lane Carroll with a nice three-point shot to start off the game. But as I was saying, Crane is just heard out there being, a state runner-up.
Yeah, they're good. They're a good basketball school. Yeah, girls basketball and boys basketball.
Exactly. They just have a...
Lane Carroll intercepting that pass right there. Pretty good.
Oh, Lane Carroll almost with the dunk, but he decided to get the points instead.
I think he really did think about dunking and got on the fast break, but I think he realized, Coach Yoka may be a little upset if I don't make this. But either way, Lane Carroll, last week on Tuesday, exactly how I started the game with a three-pointer, does a great job,
and it looks,
doing that.
Sorry, no, but it looks like they counted Lane's 3 as a 2. So it must have been a really deep 2 because I thought he was behind the three-point line.
I thought he was a deep 3. I thought he was far behind the three-point line. Could be a mess up, but, this game is significantly louder than any basketball game I've been to this season. It's going to be a matchup.
Yeah, and I really like
Lane
that about
Carroll
it.
again intercepting the pass there. Already doing a good job.
Logan Plum with the nice 2 after a rebound. So far, the Wolves look like they have a pep in their step. They came out here, and they're definitely showing off what they have
Completely
and the
agree,
potential
and they're
they
going to
have.
get the charge. Logan Plum, great
yeah.
job already. Game's going to go very well. Already going great for the Wolves. 8-0. 2 minutes have elapsed, and they're on an 8-0 run. Logan Plum doing a good job, getting his feet planted well before he needed to, and then all it is after that is a simple, letting him hit you. I do think, I was just talking about Crane having this high tempo. The Wolves are doing an exceptional job of adapting to that tempo. Lane's 3 there, just off the mark, but the Wolves are going to get the offensive rebound, which for Crane, something that can't happen.
Yeah, I think their tempo is really fast, and I like it. I like how they're upbeat and keeping it alive, and getting the rebounds and.
Yeah, completely agree. Nice steal there by number 2, going to slip in behind. Just didn't really get a fast break opportunity. Shot there by number 34. Colton Elder, just going to be off the mark. Crane's going to score their first points there. With 5 minutes left and the score being 10-2, already a pretty up-tempo game. It looked like Crane, number 23 there, Devin White had a chance to take a charge, but he didn't fall. He didn't sell the charge. Awkward shot taken by Joel.
Yeah, number 23, Devin White for the rebound.
You see Lane Carroll playing up top for the most part, but look, he has been playing some good coverage. Crane is, answering back, figuring their stuff out. Ooh, have some good stuff going on. Lane is gonna cross him up and then shoot a 3. Lane's having a great game to start out the night with. It's just been a little bit, and that's already 7 points for Lane. I guess you could argue that it's 8, but either way, great job.
Yes, and as the student section would say, expose him, and it looked like Lane kind of did.
Yeah, you see, that's the same steal he went for on Joel behind the back, but there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes if you're putting too much pressure, that can happen. It's going to be red ball as Logan Plum and number 23, Devin White, go up for the board.
Looks like we'll be seeing some full court press, just like in the JV and JV and freshman game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Is they're gonna want the high tempo, and that's how they're gonna try to keep it. Full court press can be a great thing, and it can also, it can be a haunting, because if you're not able to get it, you see the charge almost taken there by number 4. Lane going for the putback dunk there. But foul being called. We talked about it the first home game, whether Lane was going to dunk. We heard some rumors, but I won't be surprised if it happens this game. Definitely showing the, definitely showing the drive to Joel Gertzen taking 2 free throws.
I like the excitement in this gym. From the
yes.
other games to now. Man, I think we should have pep band, cheerleaders, a big student section like usual,
Yeah.
I think it gets the
Players
to get more hype and get ready and play better in this game.
This is also a big game. It's a good opponent. And, blowout games, whether Reed Spring is predicted to blow out a team or Reed Spring is predicted to get blown out, they're never as exciting as a game where both teams are on the same level. Because that game, it's going to be exciting. Looked like it should have been a kicked ball violation there, but, and you see Lane's speed there. He really made sure he's sprinting to get those strides. You got to get ahead of him. Something Lane's, lanky body can do for him with the long legs and the long arms. Able to intercept passes a little bit better there.
Exactly.
Probably not too bad of a foul there. It wasn't even a foul. It's going to be red ball.
I think it was a travel on number 34, Colton Elder. And the ball will go to the Reed Spring Bulls.
Lane, not even the end of the first quarter, has 9 points. The score 19-4, 3 minutes left. If you couldn't do the math there, that's 10 points for the rest of the team, 9 points for Lane. Doing a great job. We talked about him replacing the roles of some seniors who are gone now, and I think he's a great scorer. And tonight he has shown that he's going to have a pretty good game.
To me, growing up playing basketball with Lane, I knew, once we got into high school, he was going to stray from other kids, I thought he was going to be like the all-elite, basketball player. And so far, to me, he's shown it. I know Lane, we talk about basketball a lot when we're hang out, and he plays a lot on some traveling teams. He was talking about some stuff he did over the summer, I think basketball is a big thing for him, and I think he can go far, and so far it's showing it.
I completely agree. Going to get his hands on the pass right there. He plays AAU basketball, which is essentially, it's pretty widely known for basketball, throughout the United States. Plenty of pros have played AAU basketball. But that's what he plays. It's just competitive basketball in the summers. A lot of scouts go to the tournaments that they have. Plenty of, strong, powerful organizations do it. Another steal by number 2 from behind. It seems he gets burnt a lot and then just tries to sneak up behind, which I guess is a pretty good thing if if the defender gets by you to do. Joel's just gonna have to watch out for it. He seems to get stopped by number 0. Yeah, number 0, Tyler Campbell seems to stop him, but then number 2 comes up from behind. Pretty good inside pass, but I thought there was some pretty contested shot to take. Didn't really see the foul. Maybe just the angle. It looked like Austin had his hands up there.
It looked like number 13, Brandon Cook got a little shaken up on the play, but he will be shooting 2. I know for me, basketball is say if you're lame, basketball is a big thing, and injuries are even a bigger thing in basketball. I know me personally, I have a very bad right ankle, and basketball is a big passion of mine, and I love playing it. But injuries and all that can definitely come into play when you need to play very competitively, very fast, and high tempo.
Yeah, completely agree with you. Had a pretty good trap there by Crane. All you can do is give him props to that. Reed Spring at 3 team fouls. Crane at 2.
It looks like we might have a sub. I think it's number 10, Cole Norton, for number 20, Joel Gertzen.
Yeah, gonna sub him for Joel. Cole played JV a lot. Obviously not streamed, but from watching the game personally, he didn't have a bad game. Did pretty good. He's a kid who's kind of on the verge. He gets a decent amount of varsity playing time. Not the most physical kid. Nothing he can really do about that. His body build's just a smaller body build. But he still is a pretty good basketball player and does some pretty good things. Austin, not the ball handler you'd think of, but he's going to take the dribbles to get past the line. High school basketball, 10 seconds to get from, over half court. NBA, it's 8 if you were unfamiliar with that. Lane's shot there off the mark, but again, has 9 points. Has nearly half of the points that Reed Spring has in total. You really can't argue with that. No matter what, it's pretty good. Cole Norton coming in, he's doing a pretty good job of commanding, getting the ball across half court. Lane putting his hands up as if he got fouled. Pretty good drive there. It looked like almost a putback shot by number 23, Devin White. Not going to happen, though. Great reversal layup there. Going to drive baseline and make it happen. Number 4, Logan Plum, doing a good job. Already has a few boards.
Okay,
go ahead. Sorry.
I think coming into this, not coming into it, but Cole Norton coming in, back up to Joel Gertzen, starting, yeah, that gives you a good boost, but coming in after a senior that's really good and maybe struggling and come in and help out the team, I think it's a big deal for Cole because that could potentially get him a better starting spot at varsity.
And then at the same time, just because someone's pulled doesn't mean they're bad. I mean, playing basketball, especially against Crane, like we've been saying, such high tempo. It's really not the easiest thing to do, just play. You see a costly turnover there, a bad pass is going to do it. Logan's going to, be ready to take the charge there. Going to call a block there on number 4, I believe, on Logan Plum. Excuse me, on number 24, Troy Freshley. It's the 5th team foul for Reed Spring. Don't want to get in foul trouble early. Gonna throw the towels out there to wipe the floor up. You saw Logan fall down, sweaty guy. Gets the floor a little wet. Overall, though, the Wolves and the Crane Pirates, right now it's been a battle. There hasn't been much scoring going on. Looks like a miscommunication there by Logan. Gonna be fouled on that. Cole jumping up, going to get the board right there.
I think if Logan had a little bit more room, he is going to put that down. I think he was going to throw it down.
I agree. I mean, definitely not worth it for a first dunk in a game to be on the run, with someone in your face. You're a high school student. You're nervous, There's a lot of things that come into play there.
Yeah,
He's going to miss the first out of 2, but yeah, you get exactly what I'm saying. It's different if you're right there, but wasn't the case. But either way, I think he's doing a pretty good job. Pretty good play there by Crane. Gonna do their stuff with passing it. That's the end of the first quarter. Final score score after the first quarter, 22-11. Wolves leading. We'll be back after this commercial.
Tonight's event is being sponsored by AutoGo of Branson West, your automotive and tire specialist, and Pop's Dairy Dell, home of the Flavor Burst Twist.
Pop's Dairy Dell has been family owned and operated since 1958 in downtown Reed Springs. For over 50 years, Pop's has been serving locals and visitors classic diner food. Burgers, fries, and onion rings are all made fresh to order. Soft serve ice cream is on hand for your favorite sundae, or try a Flavor Burst cone with any combination of our 8 great flavors. If you like quality food made fresh to order, Pop's Dairy Dell is the perfect choice.
Welcome back from that commercial break. Thank you for staying tuned. So again, final score after the first quarter, 22-11. Wolves starting out strong. Signature player, Lane Carroll, 9 points right there.
Definitely.
Doing a pretty good job. Crane has stopped the Wolves though for 3 points. You know, they stopped them, limited them to 3 points for probably the back half of the first quarter, which is good for Crane, not so good for the Wolves. Wolves going to have to figure out how they're going to make it work. Cole Norden being subbed out for Joel Gertson. Good screen there to get him open. Number 23, his second missed pass. Looks like we have Austin Bradfield here on the ground. I don't know if he cramped up. That's what it looks like. You know, definitely not something you want to happen, but I think he did cramp up. Maybe got hit, and that's what caused it to cramp up. You can cramp up pretty easy. You know, a lot of it is from dehydration, but it's not the only thing. Like, the only possible way to cramp up is from being dehydrated.
Yes.
You know, it just sometimes happens. Could have rolled his ankle. I mean, I didn't see it. I saw Logan, I think, on the ground right after, but Austin Bradfield being hurt it actually is a pretty big deal. We don't really sub a lot of guys in for our big guys. What I could see happening is Cole Crutcher going to Logan Plum's spot, Logan taking Austin's, and JP coming in, or something of that nature. You have some other players such as, Ben Rentz, Josh DeJarnay, Troy Freshley. Troy has some varsity time. Wouldn't be replacing the spot of Austin, but could switch the lineup around. He was on the ground for quite a while. Took my attention away from the play, from the turnover that Red had, or the shot. But
It looks like our
they have a shoe
athletic
off,
trainer is looking at his ankle.
but he kept grabbing his thigh. So, or it kept, maybe that's just where he was grabbing on his leg, but to me it looked like he kept grabbing the bottom of his leg. I really do. He either rolled his ankle or his calf cramped up. But rolled ankles happen so much in basketball. it really is all the time. And most of the time what they do is tape it up and send you back out there. I rolled my ankle in baseball, and the doctor told me, the best thing you can do, honestly, is to put more pressure on it to strengthen those ligaments back up. He gave me an example of basketball players as when you tear some ligaments, what happens is they're weakened, and they're never ever going to be the same as they were. Never, no matter what you do, they're never the same. And you're going to have ankle problems. Your ankle's going to be different. But he says in basketball, they roll their ankle. What does the trainer do? They tape it back up and send them back out there. And as silly as it may sound, it really does strengthen those ligaments back up. Great play there by Joel Gertson to make that shot. Asking the ref something there.
I think he was probably talking to him about, hey, maybe that wasn't the right call, but Again, they're players, they're refs.
Oh, that wasn't a shot? Was that a travel?
They didn't call it a travel. They called it something. I didn't see exactly what the refs called.
Yeah, I was going to say the scoreboard wasn't showing the shot. I thought for sure he made that. That must have been what he was questioning about, is what happened there. So, as you can see with Austin out, I believe what I predicted, going to have Cole Norton subbing in for Joel, but JP's going to come in. Logan's going to go down to take pretty much Austin's spot. Cole's going to take Logan's, and that's how it's going to be. Good pressure there by Lane. You can see, basketball pretty fast-paced sport, especially when you have two teams like this play.
It looks like that was a hold call on Logan Plum. I didn't really see what happened, but, it didn't look like it. It's what they called it, I guess.
17 fouls for the Wolves.
Coming down the court, Cole Norton, number 10.
Not really sure how there wasn't a foul there. That was a really weird play. Again, it looks like maybe tonight you're gonna see a lot out of Cole Norton. Already seems to be coming in a lot. Probably doing good in practice. You could see, you can see Dalton Hayes from the bench, pointing out a play. That's their key player who's injured. Not exactly sure what the injury is, but you can see him standing up, really getting into his team. He's a senior, wishing he could be out there making, a difference for his team. But no matter where you are on the team, whether that's injured, whether whether you don't start or you do start, there's always things you can do to help the team out and to, help better them.
Dalton Hayes has been on some of the good runs that Crane has had over the past seasons. And I think he's a big impact on this team. I think him being hurt kind of, hurt this team in some ways, but some ways can make it stronger. And I think it's a good thing that he might be back soon. And, we all hope for the best if you're injured and playing the sport you love,
Yeah, definitely. Pretty good ball movement by both teams here. Wolves been able to score some points and answer back to the free throws. Logan Plum going to try to take the charge, but nothing's going to happen. You see number 2 is going to run down the court and try to make something happen, but I want to say it's just going to cost him more than anything. It's just a man that's not there for a while. Number 23, Devin White, making some good plays with the block, but you're going to have number 2 carrying it, so it's going to be red ball. Crane chipping away at the lead the Wolves had, and I feel like the Wolves really aren't realizing it until maybe now. But if you really think about it, since the beginning of the game, if you take away 8 points from that score, the 8-0 run the Wolves had with the first 2 minutes of the game, you're only going to have 16-17 game. It's that 8-0 run is really what's keeping them ahead. Lane Carroll still having a huge portion of the points. Timeout was taken by the Reed Spring Wolves. You're going to have 4 timeouts left for both teams with 5 minutes and 47 seconds left in the second quarter. You know, you see this same play ran. Great snag by Cole Crutcher, but you see the same play ran to beat the full court press is to essentially pass between Cole and JP and see if Lane Carroll can get open. Three's going to be made by number 13, Braden Cook. He's putting the score 24-20. Wolves going to have to find a way to make some points here.
There's an and one.
He's going to get his own rebound, putting him at 11 points on this game so far.
The Wolves are playing really well tonight. I
Yeah.
think, there's some little costly mistakes they should fix. Not really costly. Just like the little pity fouls here and there. Missed free throw by Lane Carroll. But like I was saying, Cole Norton almost had a no-look or behind-the-back save. But the Wolves are there.
Charge by great play there. Logan's been trying to take charges all night. Ref gives him another one. Great job. Great job by Logan. You know, I think he really is doing a great job of getting his feet planted. You know, even on some of the ones that aren't called, they're not called blocking fouls either. So, you know, he's doing a good job. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah, I was like I was saying, they're not really costly mistakes. It's just the fouls that are called on them. But they can't really control that because the refs see what they want to see, and so just here and there plays need to be ran maybe a little bit sharper. People need to get open a little bit faster. Defensive assignments, everything. But it looks like you said. Dalton Hayes looks like he's really into the game. He's helping out his teammates that are on the court, telling them, hey, where they should be and stuff. And I think it's working out pretty well. I think that, that's a big thing for a kid who's a senior, hurt, and not playing. I think that's a big deal. Him coming out and, supporting his team really well.
Cole Norton going to be shooting 2 here as the Pirates earn 7 team fouls. Shooting 1 for 1, of course, is going to make his first free throw. I think Cole's done a great job coming in for Joel. I really do. He's done a great job, played some pretty good basketball. It's going to put the score 27-20, going to see if he can make his final free throw. Doesn't connect, although he is going to apply some pretty good pressure right after that. Great pressure, almost going to get the back court there. Wolves being in foul trouble, their 9th team foul, they're going to go to the line here and shoot one and one.
Like you said, I think Cole is, putting the leadership standard high for being a guy that comes off the bench, yes, as a junior coming off the bench into varsity, not starting necessarily, but, setting the leadership standard high. And I think he's really playing that role of, a leader really well.
The travel there by JP Gardner. You see the look on his face. Definitely, I expected a foul call there. See Coach Yoakum talking to the ref. Definitely expected there to be a foul there and not a travel. But, we're not refs for a reason. Good screen there by number 23, Devin White. He's going to have the open shot taken by number 13, Braden Cook. Pretty good shot there. Going to only leave the Wolves leading by 27-24. I believe there's going to be not an and one. That's going to be no shot, if I'm correct. And I think he's going to be shooting 1 and 1.
Yes.
Foul happened before the shot. Logan also having a pretty good game tonight. Still not an update on Austin Bradfield, but I believe he's in the locker room with the trainer. Don't see him or the trainer out on the bench. Hopefully, for him all is well and he's getting better. Logan's going to make his second free throw, putting the Wolves up 29-24. Ooh, definitely thought that lane was in bounds there. Pretty good play, though. I think if you haven't seen it, you don't realize it, but a basketball player can dribble the ball like inbounds, run like out of bounds. As long as they're not holding the ball while out of bounds, it's okay. Kind of like if you in soccer, you can be out of bounds, but as long as the ball does not go out of bounds, you're okay. But Cole Norton going to try to push the fast break. JP Gardner going to take the three, and it's going to fall as he falls to the ground.
Looks like he was shaking up on that play. It looks like, those fouls are getting to him, and they're probably, just hurting him, period.
Charge taken by Cole Norton. A great play. Great play by Cole. If you look at the size difference between number 10 Cole Norton and number 23 Devin White, there is a huge difference. And Cole Norton is just going to, plant his feet and take the charge. I got nothing to say other than that's a good
That
job.
was
That's
a
a
great
good play.
job getting that charge by Cole Norton. I think, coming into this, I'm pretty sure I talked to Logan before basketball season. And he was talking about he's going to try to break the charge record of getting charges called on his side. And, going their way, they know how to get the charges,
And it's something, turnover there, Blue's going to get it. A pretty good job by them, but a charge is something not many people think. People may think it's like a scared way to play the game, but really, it's almost you're taking way more than if you're jumping up and trying to block something. You're literally standing there and having someone run into you full speed pretty much.
Exactly.
And if for Cole taking that, Cole's 5'9", and you have Devin White 6'3", and he's going to take that charge. So, what I got to say is it's a great play by Cole. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Score 32-26. Lane hasn't taken many threes lately. JP's going to take one, but they're going to call it a travel.
I think Yoakum's about to get a little heated down there. I think that calls have not been going our way lately, and I think the refs are kind of overseeing some of the fouls that are being called.
Yeah, I saw him dribble and take a step to his left, and then he, brought his other foot there to gather. I might have missed something, obviously. And when you get fouls that you didn't commit or you don't think you committed or vice versa, you think they committed but they don't call them, it really gets you heated. There's going to be a foul there on number 24, Troy Freshley. I believe that's his second foul. It's a very high, this game is very high in fouls with the Wolves at 10 team fouls and the Crane Pirates at 9 team fouls. Crane only down by 6 points.
I think it's also, getting a little high in intensity. I think that's why some of the fouls are being fouls. I think they're just getting really competitive and getting into the game, and these fouls are being called because they're just going a little bit too hard.
Yeah, I agree, and it can come down to a, it can get kind of a dirty sport. When you get these fouls that aren't being called, things, it can become dirty. Lane Carroll is going to be ref, and you're covered right there, excuse me. You're going to have the blocking foul on number 50. Excuse me, number 50, Hunter Bradley. Excuse me. Who's going to come? He is who came in for number 23, Devin White. Lane's going to miss his first free throw. Cole Crutcher, number 32, coming in for number 24, Troy Freshley. Cole Norton still staying out there, doing a great job of it as well. Lane's going to miss his second free throw, keeping him at 11 points, but still, a third of the points scored in today's game. I think the defense of both teams, but the Wolves, I really think, I didn't expect them to be able to stay with the intensity as well as they have, but they've done a great job of staying with the intensity. Do you agree?
I do agree. The intensity is very high for both teams, but intensity-wise, I think it's crazy that the intensity that both teams are playing with. They're really hustling. They're really getting to the ball, and some of the fouls, like I said, have been coming from intensity because they're just moving so fast and moving so hard that they can't control it.
Cole Crutcher gonna get trapped there, get rid of it and get it to JP. Just looked like it bounced off JP's knee, which he's not gonna complain about that, you could see him nod like, yeah, that's fine. But I do think that Wolves got the ball around pretty well. Pretty good, Lane did a good job of contesting that shot. Gonna go up a little too hard on that. I think charge again. That is Cole Norton's second charge. Logan Plum and Cole Norton have a combined 4 charges in tonight's game.
Like I said, they are good at setting up the charge and committing to each charge.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what you have to do. You have to commit. You can't, if you hesitate and think, oh, it's not going to be counted as a charge, I might as well move my feet, and then you go back to thinking it's a charge. You've moved, you haven't been set up long enough. Great pass there by Lane, and JP, you're going to get some hard passes that are going to allow the Wolves to move down the court pretty quickly and efficiently. Blocked pass, going to go out of bounds by number 2. Hunter Brantley. Wyatt Vaught. Score 32-28 with only 26 seconds left. Going to be a foul there, with 10 team fouls going both sides. Going to be shooting again.
The first free throw made by Lane Carroll. He will be shooting one more.
The second free throw is going to fall there, putting him at 13 points for the night. Cole Norton's going to put some good pressure. Great tempo by Lane Carroll. But it looks like they're going to call it out of bounds.
I think...
we're obviously on the opposite side of the court, but I still thought he had that. It was a great play by him nonetheless. 10 seconds left.
And also, if you as a player go out of bounds and leave the basketball in bounds, you cannot be the first person to touch it. It will still be called out, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, is that you can go do that and run around, and someone, you can pass it or something like that. That's the end of the first half. Your final score is 34-28. Overall, I think some of the biggest key factors for the Reed Spring Wolves is the 8-0 run at the beginning of the game. Lane Carroll at 13 points, and Logan Plum and Cole Norton have a combined amount of 4 charges this first half, which is, that's 4 turnovers right there. And it stopped them, the Crane Pirates, from scoring. And I also just wanted to make it clear that Cole Norton is doing a great job coming in for Joel Gertzen. Austin Bradfield being taken out. Stay tuned for the next half of Wolves basketball. We will resume shortly and review the first half then. Thank you. Stay tuned.
Boom! Hey, where are you going? You can't get by me. I'm number 1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number 1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
Pop's Dairy Deli has been family owned and operated since 1958 in downtown Reed Springs. For over 50 years, Pop's has been serving locals and visitors classic diner food. Burgers, fries, and onion rings are all made fresh to order. Soft serve ice cream is on hand for your favorite sundae, or try a flavor burst cone with any combination of our 8 great flavors. If you like quality food made fresh to order, Pop's Dairy Deli is the perfect choice.
second half of the matchup with Reed Spring Wolves versus the Crane Pirates, your score 34-28. We saw 10 fouls by each team, in the first half. Overall, both teams have done good, played with high intensity. Some standout players for Reed Spring have been Cole Norton, who is subbing in for Joel Gertzen. He did a great job. Although you don't see him or Cole Norton, you don't see Joel Gertzen or Cole Norton out there right now. Logan Plum down low for the easy shot. But what I was going to say, some standout players, Cole Norton and Joel Gertzen, have both done a great job at point guard. But you got Lane Carroll with 13 points, Logan Plum with 2 charges, and Cole Norton with 2 charges, playing some great basketball. We do see number 23, Devin White, back on the court. He was taken out for a little bit after taking a committing a charge foul against Cole Norton. Logan Plum, putting his hands up because he's down low open. But overall, what we're seeing here is some pretty good high-intensity basketball. JP open for 3, but Troy Freshley also open, going to take it just off the mark, just going to come up a little short. One thing I have seen, shot made there by number 34, Colton Elder. But what I was going to say is, honestly, there haven't been that many fast break scores for the Crane Pirates.
No, I think that they're just getting the rebounds and then, just kind of a fast break down to back to past half court. But other than that,
they're not able to find anything,
yeah.
Which is good that the transition defense of the Reed Spring Wolves is so high. An injury we had in the first half was Austin Bradfield. Not sure if he rolled his ankle or if his leg started cramping, but he was in the locker room with the trainer. 3 just off the mark by Lane Carroll would have been a set of 3 points there, adding to his 13. Great little play there by JP. He's just not going to be able to come through with it. We're going to have, going to have out on blue, red ball. I thought it was the exact opposite. It seems that the Crane fans did too. Logan Plum going to be wide open there. Pretty contested shot, almost going to fall. Intensity of Reed Spring and the fans, just not the same to me as the first half. Terrible communication, just an awkward transition. Excuse me if, for the use of language there, but just, an awkward little transition we had going for both teams, and then, just bad communication on where someone is supposed to be. I'm gonna ask you your personal opinion on this, Devon, but my personal opinion is travel right there, but I prefer a lineup with Cole Norton or Joel Gertzen in at point guard than the lineup we have right now. I'm not a coach and I'm not a player, so I don't know, what's going on, but that's my personal opinion, and I would like to hear yours.
I think the exact same, honestly. The one thing I would change is Troy. No offense to Troy. Troy's a good player, but at the same time, I would like to see Logan in for Troy. And Logan in for Troy, which is already there. I mean, Logan's in, but I'm saying Logan in for Troy, and then Cole or Joel, like you said, at point, because they're good at spreading the floor and keeping the high tempo and keeping the team moving. And number 20, Joel looks like he's about to go in. But again, number 24, Troy Freshley, how we lost Austin Bradfield. Number 20, Joel Gertzen, and for number 3, JP Gardner. But as I was saying, if we had Austin Bradfield back, I would take Troy Freshley out and put him in, and then have, again, Joel at point, like you said.
And that is the ideal situation, your starting lineup is this right here, except instead of Cole Crutcher, Austin Bradfield. Gonna have a foul right there. Crane at 2 team fouls and Wolves at 1. Transition defense here by the Wolves, pretty good. And gonna force another turnover. Cole's gonna drive baseline. Great ball handling skills by Lane Carroll right there for the nice assist to Logan Plum, who already has, a couple points, a few charges, playing a pretty good game of basketball. Pretty good play there. Probably should have came away with some points. I thought they did what they needed to do. Lane Carroll pretty open. I'm gonna have a foul on the play there. Cole Crutcher going to be shooting 2 here. Going to make the first one, putting the score 39-33. Up 6 here. Have a chance to be up 7, which should be a 3-possession game. More than likely a 4-possession game.
It looks
4
like
minutes
number
and 30 seconds left. Go ahead.
Looks like number 45, Bryson Brandstetter, is in for number 13, Braden Cook.
His teammate getting in his way there. You see number 0, Tyler Campbell, and number 2, Wyatt Vaught doing a lot of the ball handling there. Cole Crutcher sinking both of those free throws, giving him a 7-point lead, that's a good lead. 7 points, probably going to be a 4-possession. Could be 3-possession, but a lot of things come into factor there. Pass knocked away by number 2, Wyatt Vaught. See Joel Gertzen calling for ball over there. Definitely wide open. Lane Carroll would have been the first to get that board, just rolled the other way. Pretty good ball handling there by number 2, Wyatt Vaught. And a good forced turnover there by 23, Devin White, to get the ball to number 34, Colton Elder, for the basket. Pretty good fast break possession here. Troy Freshley for 3, and it's going to follow. Great play there by Troy, just making sure that lead stays intact and, just increasing it by 1 point. That's all you need to do. 1 point at a time. It's going to get you pretty far. Great steal by Lane Carroll, who is going to go up and the shot be blocked. Really not too big of a deal because Red will maintain possession.
I think Reeds is doing a good job on the fast break tonight. I think they're doing good on looking down the court to see if any man's open, and I think they're also doing good on steals and distributing the ball between each person.
Logan Plum with another basket, increasing the lead to 10 points with only 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. That's going to be the third charge taken by Logan Plum. He's doing an extraordinary job there. Yeah, but the third charge taken by Logan Plum puts Logan Plum and Cole Norton at a combined 5 charges for the night. Definitely something to be proud of. Great pass there. Lane Carroll wide open for 3. Not gonna be able to sink that one. Goes in and out. Travel. I definitely agree with that call. Two people closed the gap that he was going for. Didn't have anywhere to go. So he got stuck there. Crane already at 5 team fouls. Wolves only at 1 team foul. 2 minutes left. Calling it carry there by Joel. Didn't really notice it. Don't disagree with it, but I'm just saying didn't notice it, but it's going to turn the ball over. 2 minutes left, down by 10.
My bad, Noah. I think that it's getting a little intense again. Like I said, boys in the moment, they're heated. It's a good game, and it looks like there should be fouls called because there's a little bit of roughing up down there, but it looks like they're going to keep it because neither of them, I don't think, are intentionally trying to. I think it's just, in the middle of the game, intensity and trying to get open,
Yeah, I agree. Joel Gertzen going to be subbed out for J.P. Gardner. Haven't seen much of Cole Norton at all, actually, this third quarter. J.P. Gardner actually coming out with a hand to number 52, Jacob Woodward's head, it looked like there. But either way, some good basketball being played. Logan Plum down low, a huge foul there by number 45. Probably a good foul because it stops the easy points, but that, really nothing to be able to hide that one. Comes right over the back. It's going to be the 6th team foul, which I really do think is going to put a lot of pressure. 16 fouls have been committed by the Crane Pirates, which, it's not like 16 different players have committed those fouls. Multiple players have multiple fouls.
Exactly.
And it can add up. Not saying it will, but one more foul, and they're shooting 1 and 1.
Like you said, it's like multiple people have been getting, like number 45, that was his 4th. He's in foul trouble, and coach took him out, You just can't risk your players fouling out because you could use them in that last split second to, make a score and then maybe foul out so you have a better chance.
Yeah, correct. And with all the charges being taken, 5 tonight. Great shot there by number 2, Wyatt Vaught. But what I was going to say is when you have 3 fouls, that foul that was committed by number 45 was an obvious one. There was no hiding it. You really can't make those fouls when you're starting to get into foul trouble. Again, I think a great play there by Lane. Whether a shot's blocked or arm hit, he's able to, retain it. Good defensive pressure there by Logan Plum, not allowing anything easy to happen at all.
I agree.
A minute left. Score 45-39. Joel Gertzen. Gonna be, I believe I just, read the lips of Coach Yoakum saying, telling Joel he'll go in the 4th quarter. Obviously, he wanted to go in for JP who's going to be shooting. And like I said, he's shooting 1-1 right now. It's going to go blue, but he was shooting 1-1 because Crane Pirates already in foul trouble. 45-39, you know, chipping away at the lead just a little bit ago. It was a 10-point lead, now just a 6-point lead. Really do like the defensive pressure. Looks like you have a big mismatch there, though. Cole Crutcher, number 32, a bigger guy on number 2, Wyatt Vaught. You know, you're not seeing the same stuff. You got the shooting foul there. Wyatt Vaught's going to shoot 2 for the 3rd foul by the Wolves and Cole Crutcher's 1st foul of the game. Only 30 seconds left to remain in the 3rd quarter of this basketball matchup. Looks like Joel Gertson's going to sub in for JP just for this little bit to see if they can get anything. You know, need to get the ball back and need to score, only down by 5 as Wyatt Vaught makes his first free throw. Going to make a second free throw, decreasing the lead to 4. Lane Carroll's going to be open for a 3 look there, not going to take it. Trying to probably make this the last possession of the quarter, which is a lot of time to stall out when no shot clock. It could happen. Not a strong enough pass by Troy Freshley, a weak pass that was able to easily be seen. If you're going to make a pass like that, it's got to be quick. Shooting foul, that's going to be on number 2, Lane Carroll. It's going to be a second foul, which really is not a big deal at all. You know, it's just 2 fouls, nothing too serious. You know, 4th quarter is about to be on its way as there's only 8 seconds left in the 3rd. Number 34, Colton Elder, is going to sink his first free throw. The lead Wolves only leading by 3 points at the moment. Now 2 points. You know, and I don't know if you still agree, but I really do like the lineup that the Wolves came out with at the beginning. I think it worked out a little bit better with J.P. Gardner out there instead of Troy Freshley. The no-look pass, Lane Carroll open for 3, buzzer beater. That's going to be his 16th points of the game, 16 points. He's having an amazing game here. You know, definitely something that is a difference maker in this game. We will resume the 4th quarter after this commercial. Basketball against the Crane Pirates. The Wolves doing a great job, actually, you know, with making that buzzer beater. Lane Carroll was 16 points already, you know, doing a great job. 16 points in 3 quarters is pretty good for a high school athlete. You got a combined 5 charges by Logan Plum and Cole Norton. Didn't see much of Cole Norton in the 3rd quarter, but overall, I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Joel has came back into the game, showing coach that, you know, hey, I'm back. I was just a little shaken up, a little frustrated, and now he's back and showing that he deserves to be out on the court.
Yeah, haven't seen much of, or I mean, yeah, like I said, haven't seen any of Cole Norton in the second half, but I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out here. Wolves only leading by 5 now. Devin White with the rebound and the miss. Cole Crutcher having some trouble getting the ball across, half court. Didn't seem like he received too much help, but he did receive some. Great defensive pressure here. Pretty good job of contesting the shots. Devin White not going to be able to handle it. It's going to go, Cole Crutcher's going to get a hand in there, tip it out on him. Going to go blue ball.
I think that full court press is, getting to Reeds, because now instead of having maybe both their point guards at full press, they're having their whole team. So now it's kind of hard for our point guard Joel and maybe Crutcher and them to get open to get back down the court.
And if that does happen, which it does, as soon as you can get open and you can get through, you're going to be able to burn them and do a good job. Lane Carroll going to be shooting 1-and-1 because, again, the Crane Pirates, 18 fouls committed in this game. That foul is on number 34, Colton Elder. And that's going to be his 4th foul. So they have 2 players with 4 fouls. Out of 18 fouls, 2 players have 8 of them. Not really the best situation for them. Lane Carroll going to sink that free throw for his 17th point of the game.
And I think also the fouls being committed by them and how many fouls they have.
I think it's hurting them.
Yeah, I think it's affecting their team because now that's 2 big guys, 2 of their main big guys that are out, and, they're going to have to start subbing into, kids that they don't normally put in at that position.
Yeah, I agree. And right there you can see a rough shot taken, jumped up, sprawled out, just an awkward shot. Joel Gerson for 3, a great shot by him. That's going to increase the lead to 10 points. Definitely a needed shot. You don't see him shoot deep shots that often. He doesn't take them when he doesn't think he has a good chance. He took it there, and I think overall that was a great job by him, and it really helped out the Reed Spring Wolves. Cole Crutcher clapping his hands if the foul's on him. Not a really that big of a deal for him. Only, I think, his second foul, the Wolves' 5th team foul. And with 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter, 5 team fouls for the second half. Yeah. I think that's okay.
I think that's fine.
Especially when you compare it to the 8, as long as they can stay out of foul trouble and they don't have too many team fouls, I think they'll be doing a good job.
Yeah, I do too.
Because ultimately, then, a simple reach-in is giving the Pirates free points.
Exactly.
A shooting foul there, or it looks like a push, excuse me. That's going to be on number 2, Lane Carroll, his 3rd foul. I thought for sure that would be on Logan Plum, number 4. But the 6th-team foul. Joel doing a good job getting on the court, although he isn't getting into the corner where he can get trapped. Troy Freshley out on the wing for great shot by Logan. Troy Freshley was out there. If Logan didn't think he was going to make that shot, I'm sure he would have passed. But, went up there strong and physical. Did a great job. Timeout taken by the Crane Pirates. They have 3 timeouts left. The Wolves have 4 left.
And not a lot of timeouts, being called this game. I think they're just wanting the kids to still be in the games, to not get a little break, and, just keep the intensity up instead of giving them a timeout to reassess things,
Yeah, and, sometimes a timeout's needed, but with the high intensity, for a while the Pirates were on a run. They didn't want to call a timeout. Now that run's kind of been shut down, the Wolves leading by, 12 points. The Wolves they're on the offensive side. It's almost like for a little bit, yes, the Pirates were on the offensive side and the Wolves were trying to react to them and they were trying to find their way to score. But that has changed now, and it's not the case. 55 Wolves to 43 Pirates with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left. Great pass there by number 0, Tyler Campbell. And a great putback there by number 52, Jacob Woodward. Overall, pretty good play there. Joel's going to do a great job of burning the press. Overall, I think that was a wonderful job. You know, Wolves not forcing any shots. Making sure they get an open look. You know, as you can see, just passing it around, cycling through, and making sure they get something that they can, do. Logan Plum's going to be open up top. And number 32 with the putback. Joel Gertson's going to be shooting 2. Foul on number 2, going to be a push, his 3rd foul. So essentially what we can add up here is that 11 of the 19 fouls are by 3 players, which that's costly, really is.
Yes,
you're going to see number 45 and 34 are going to go sub in. Both, they're the 2 of the players with 4 fouls.
And I think that's a little risky,
Yeah.
Putting in 2 of their main players back in with high fouls, and easily they could get a foul right here and they're done. They're done for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Joel Gertson missing that 2nd free throw there. Joel getting the foul there, it looks like. It's going to be his 4th foul, which I believe that might have been some of the reason why Cole Norden was coming in for him. But overall, I don't see a problem with that, because it is okay that he has 4 fouls. Just like it's okay that the other players do. It's just that they have 2 big guys with 4 fouls. It can kind of cost them. The Wolves have showed they can be successful without that. Lane Carroll with the floater, and he's going to do a good job of getting his own board. Going to go blue way. Looks like a foul on Logan Plum. The 7th team foul. It's going to be a push by Logan Plum. Now with 3 fouls, just what we were talking about with Crane is now happening to the Wolves, having 18 fouls this whole game.
Yeah, I think it's kind of costly keeping Joel Gertson in at point guard.
Yeah, and I agree, but at the same time, if he does get fouled out, like I said, we've seen the Wolves be successful without him, which is nothing against him. It means we have good bench players. JP or Cole Norden could come fill someone's role, and I do think the Wolves would be okay. And I think with the lead right now that we have, we're okay with that,
Exactly, yeah.
I do understand where you're getting, where we're coming from, and, especially with, a player like him, he's a big leader for the team. We don't want anyone to get fouled out. But both teams, they're in the same boat. With, a charge hasn't been committed in a while, so Crane has done a great job of avoiding that. But overall, I think the Wolves are going to need to, try to get more of that happening. It's going to sink both free throws, making the lead only a 9-point lead. Going to be not out of bounds, saved by number 45. Number 2, Lane Carroll in the corner, 4-3. Going to be a great shot taken by him. That's actually going to be 20 points on the game for Lane Carroll, which is a little more than a third of the points scored by the Wolves. Another blocking foul taken by Logan Plum. Totally thinking that's a charge right there. That would have been his 4th charge of the game. Really did think that was his 4th blocking foul, or his 4th charge. Gonna have, that was his 4th foul. So now, Wolves in the same boat have 2 players with 4 fouls and Lane Carroll with 3. Exactly what we were saying with Crane, costing those fouls. Again, same position though, getting into the game, 4 minutes left. Going to be shooting 1-1 as both teams have committed 19 fouls this game, both committing 9 in the second half. He's going to make that one, putting the score 59-48.
And I think, how we're in the same boat as Crane, but at the same time, our bench is a little bit less bigger, or, as I should say. Like we don't have as more Logan, physical and bigger guys downtown. And so with Logan having 4, Joel having 4, I think
Logan Plum gonna foul out of the game right there. I don't see how that was a foul on him at all. He literally, to me, looked like he just went up for the ball and is gonna get fouled out. You can see the emotions in him, angry, of course, because he obviously doesn't think he deserves it. Crane gonna be shooting 1-1 here.
I don't agree with that call. I don't care if I'm not a ref or anything. I don't agree. He went up for a ball, fair and square. He got the rebound, and I think the reason why they might have called it is because when he went up, he kind of leaned back, and the guy on his back, kind of went backwards because, he's smaller. So he's not going to stay on his feet like some people. So, it's not our call, I guess.
Devin White sinking his first free throw there, bringing it to a 10-point lead with the Wolves with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left.
I think the Wolves are doing a great job having good ball security, being strong with the ball, making sure that the steals are not they're not getting steals. That was a timeout on Reed Springs. They will have 3, and Crane will also have 3. The score is 59 Wolves, 50 Crane Pirates with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and one thing I saw right there is Crane was on the offensive side. They may have been playing defense, but they were putting more pressure on the Wolves to get rid of the ball than the Wolves were putting on Crane to do stuff.
Again, I'm gonna go back on the Logan Plum foul. He's on offense, going up for a rebound, coming back down. You don't really have control where your body goes, And so I don't think that really was a push necessarily, but again, we don't call the fouls. So.
Yeah, I mean, we also have a different view than the players on the court. Either way, it happened. And I do think, like I said, the Wolves are going to be able to get by J.P. Gardner. If you look at his body, a lot like Logan. Logan may be, slightly stockier. But overall, I don't think there's too much of an issue here. Going to be out of bounds by, looks like, number 2 or number 0. So that'd be Tyler Campbell or Wyatt Vaught. Joel Gertzen doing a pretty good job being double-teamed, and Troy Fresh having an open 3. Cole Crutcher's going to get the ball, but he is going to take his time, turned over again, and that's going to be J.P. Gardner, a foul by J.P. Gardner. I believe that's his 4th or 5th foul. Excuse me, his first foul. Very mistaken.
It just seems like everybody has fouls, so
Yes.
And honestly, I thought JP had other fouls because there was other fouls.
I thought that's why he was
earlier.
taken out.
So I don't know if that's a scoreboard issue or that's us just mistaken on calls.
Pretty good job by the Crane Pirates, you're going to see Dalton Hayes really getting into it, the injured player for Crane, really going to get into it. The full court press, Cole Crutcher wide open for an escape route there. But the Wolves are trying to take it pretty easy. Going to have a foul on Crane, it looks like. You see number zero, Tyler Campbell, and number 2, Wyatt Vaught double teaming whoever's up top. And you're going to have 1-and-1 here. Cole Crutcher really needing to sink these shots to extend the lead to 9 points, a minimum of a 3-possession game. Going to sink the first one. Pretty good job there. 3 minutes left, so your score is 60-52. What amazes me is neither of the players with 4 fouls of the Pirates have made a foul or really even been around a foul. So good, props to them. Cole Crutcher not going to come down with the second one, but you're going to see the very, very, very high tempo by the Pirates, really putting pressure on it. Cole Crutcher going to post up and play pretty good post defense. Contest the shot pretty well. Can't really ask for much. You're going to see JT Bailiff, number 5 in the game. Not really sure there. Going to have a foul on number 0. That's number 0, Tyler Campbell, and that's his 4th foul. I believe number 2. Excuse me, that's his 2nd foul. Number 2 for the Crane Pirates has 4 fouls. That's Wyatt Vaught. Cole Crutcher going to be shooting 1-and-1 again. I believe that's the 21st foul for. Excuse me, shooting 2 now, because once you get to 10 fouls, it's not 1-and-1 anymore, excuse me, in my terminology. You're shooting 2 free throws no matter what, but I believe that's the 21st foul committed by the Crane Pirates. Very high fouling game, honestly. It's going to sink the second one, going to put the Wolves up 61-54. See JT Bailiff trailing behind number 2, Wyatt Vaught. Not able to cover him as well as we'd hope. Blocking foul, J.P. Gardner going to go down as his 2nd foul. Crane Pirates going to be shooting 2 free throws, and you're going to see Joel Gertzen go back in for J.P. I assume J.P. could be J.T. Bailiff. Again, I'm saying J.P. Gardner with the 2nd foul, and J.T. Bailiff probably going to get subbed out. Number 13, Braden Cook is going to sink his free throw. His first, putting the score 61-55, only trailing by 6 now with 2.5 minutes left. Very close game. And I was correct. JT Bailiff getting subbed out. Crane is going to make both free throws. Foul by number 45. That's his 5th foul of the game. He's going to be fouled out there. Going to sub in number 34, the other player, I believe, with 4 fouls. 90% sure. Joel Gertzen going to come out again, and JT Bailiff going to go in. Cole Crutcher making his 3rd free throw in the past few minutes. Shooting 3 out of 5. Gonna see if he can shoot 4 out of 6. Gonna be shooting 3 out of 6. 50% for the past 6 free throws he's had. 2 minutes left. Score 62-56. 3 taken by number 2. Off the mark by quite a bit. Plan there by number 34. Colton Elder going to backfire. Tries to throw the ball and get it to bounce out of Cole Crutcher. Ends up hitting himself off of Cole Crutcher. Inbound, you had Lane Carroll's going to drop down to help it out. 2-on-1 situation here. JP, not necessarily the best pass for JP to handle, but he's going to do what he can. 1:40 seconds left. Another foul by the Crane Pirates. That foul is going to be on number 2, who's also going to foul out. So in total, 3 players this game have fouled out. That's 15 fouls right there.
That's crazy.
And it's not like it's been a game where you fouled me, I'm going to foul you. It's just been, it's just been a game of a lot of fouls.
Exactly.
First free throw made by Joel Gertzing, going to shoot one more. Your score is 63-56 with 1:39. JT Bailiff looking to get subbed in here when he can. Probably, yeah, going to sub in for Joel Gertzing, subbing in and out quite a bit. Joel has 4 fouls on him, so trying to, only get him in like on offense or get him in like when you can. I believe he's going to be shooting 2 free throws there. Foul on number 32, Cole Crutcher, his 3rd foul of the game. Shot did not count. Reed Spring Wolves leading by 8 points. Joel Gertzing going to sub in because if number 34, Colton Elder, misses this shot, they're on offense. And, I mean, you can commit fouls on offense, just a lot less likely for obvious reasons. Timeout's going to be taken by the Crane Pirates, I believe, leaving them with 2 timeouts left. A minute and 33 seconds left. Your score 64-57. Wolves leading by a solid 7 points. Gonna have some really good full court pressure. Joel Gertzing's gonna beat it, and a foul gonna be committed by number 3. The fouls really, I mean, this game is essentially blue makes a foul, red shoots 2. Red makes a foul, blue shoots 2.
Exactly.
And time is ticking away extremely slowly. And this is where free throws actually do come into play. Like, you really do need to make your free throws. Because in games like this, it could be a big difference. But if you do look at the score, to me, when I think of it, I really do think of your lead was an 8-0 lead at the very beginning of the game. And, that's a big deal. 8-0 lead at the beginning of the game. And the Wolves are leading by 7. Joel Gertzing missing his first free throw, and he's going to make his second, making the lead 8 points. Going to roll the ball inbound so it doesn't eat away any time on the clock. Number 3 going to take a contested three-pointer. Lane Carroll contesting the shot very well. Did not expect that to fall, but he is going to make it, which is going to 1 minute, 15 seconds left. Wolves only going to be winning by 5 points. That was a really, really important three-pointer. And someone that the Wolves are definitely going to turn to would be Lane Carroll, who's shooting great today. He's missed a few threes, but overall, doing great, having 20 points, which is essentially a third of the points the Wolves have scored. Another timeout taken by the Crane Pirates, leaving them 1 to go, which could really get into some scary waters when you have, the final minute of play coming down. a minute and 15 seconds left. Red ball. Lane Carroll and JP Gardner. Oh, definitely good situation here. You know, and I'm not going to say this out of, you know, like me saying he's bad, but Troy Freshley, you can see some of the inexperience. Sometimes it seems like he might have a little bit of tunnel vision going. It looks like a push there on Lane Carroll, but not going to be called. And Cole Crutcher is going to get a big turnover for the Wolves. But it looks like he can have tunnel vision at sometimes, not able to see the bigger play. Great ball handling there. Great ball handling there by Joel Gertson. Looks like number 24. Yes, excuse me, number 24. Who doesn't seem to be listed on the roster, so we're going to call him John Doe. John Doe going to take a blow to the head there. JP is going to be shooting 2. As JT Bailiff is likely to come in and sub in for Joel Gertson, because Joel Gertson has 4 fouls, obviously showing that we need him.
The fouls in this game are very, 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 very high. Like,
very prominent.
I've never seen this many fouls in a basketball game.
Yeah. JT Bailiff subbing in for Joel Gertson for, I think, the reasons we've established. JP going to make both free throws, making the lead 67-60, which is likely a 3-possession ball game. Gonna see number 23, Devin White, open down low. 30 seconds left, you know, time counting down, 25 seconds left. Probably some intentional fouls are gonna start happening. Gonna have Lane Carroll shooting 2 here. The clock's gonna be stopped at 24.9 seconds.
Honestly, for the Pirates, this could potentially be a 2-possession game. You hit a 3, get the steal, and then get a 2, you know, and 24 seconds, and plus the full court pressure, it could very, very, very well happen. But Lane adding that free throw that he just made kind of helps out the lead for the Wolves.
Yeah, definitely putting the Wolves at a 6-point lead. Gonna miss that second free throw, but their transition defense, they're gonna be back, ready to go. You know, you got 17 seconds left. An open shot taken by number 34, not gonna foul. JP Gardner gonna be fouled. 13.3 seconds on the clock, and JP Gardner will be shooting these free throw shots. There is a chance of a win by Crane Pirates, but I think as long as the Wolves can get back and stop the 3-pointers, as long as they can stop the big plays, I think they will win this ball game because, you know, although 2s, I mean, it's still going to add up. I don't think it's going to win the game. You know, JP is going to sink that shot, increasing the lead to 7 points with, again, 13.3 seconds left on the clock. Increasing the lead to an 8-point lead, which is essentially a 3-possession ball game if they were all 3s. Off the mark, JP Gardner, you know, just going to waste time, doesn't even have to get past the clock, and that is going to be ball game as the Reach Ring Wolves take a victory over the Crane Pirates. Your final score is 70-62. The Crane Pirates, you know, being a smaller school, but still an amazing opponent, state-ranked team. Wolves doing a great job combating that. You know, some players that stick out are Lane Carroll with, I believe, a little bit over 20 points in the game, a combined amount of charges of 5. Overall, a great job. Any last words from you, Devon?
You know, I think it was a very high-intensity game, and I think both teams played very well. I think that both teams should hold their heads high, even though Crane lost. I think they should hold their heads high. And they played a great game, and I think both of them should come in next week going against whoever teams are playing at a high standard. So thank you all for watching, and tune in next time for the next home game.